Hello anglers, this is Anglers48. I hope all is well, guys. No fishing today. Here at home with my family. Again, my boy just had surgery and he's getting some rest and taking down some liquids. So I did take a day off of work to be able to be with him. But do have a few minutes, and I'm gonna go over something really important, and I hope this helps you guys get out there and be able to bring in those fish that would otherwise get away. Now, these last couple of years, so to speak, I've been hitting freshwater fishing a lot more, particularly here in the county of Hidalgo. Now, the different baits that I've used as of late have been soft to the point where they can easily be taken off the hook. Now, I've learned that chicken liver has worked really well, right? And I'm not going to get into the specifics of how it's working, but and when you hear people talk, they hear about that it comes off the hook fairly easy. So you go to treble hooks. Now, in my journeys out to these different bodies of water, I've learned that the single hook, right, has proven to work better. The chicken liver has stayed on the hook a lot longer. But the key here is the cut hot dogs, right? So what I did was I made new leaders, right? And I began to use single hooks. And the single hook that was working for me for this application was the circle hook, right? The circle hook. You can use different types of single hooks, right? But the one that was working for me was the circle hook, simply because in my other hooks that I use for saltwater, I wasn't able to get the line through the eyelid right here. And on this hook, I'm able to get the line through the eyelid right there. So I'm going to walk through you and go step by step as far as the leaders that I make. A lot of us, we don't want to mess around. We just go purchase leaders, right? And those are the ones that you use. But when you fish a lot, you lose a lot of leaders, right? For different reasons. And I found it to be cheaper to make my own, right? I can fix up a new leader, right, anytime I want to, and it's not very expensive. It's economical. So what I do is I go to your local sports, outdoor and sports store, and I purchase a spool of 50-pound monofilament, right? 50 pounds. This is a Zepco Omniflex, but you can go with something that's a lot, depending on if you want to buy a better line or economical brand. But it's a 50-pound test line, and this is what I've been using, right? So this is what I use when I make my fishing leaders. Roughly, I just guesstimate, if you will. I don't get a measuring tape and this is how much this is how much that is. No, I guesstimate the distance between the swivel, right, that goes attached to your main line, and the first double drop, because it's a double drop. So I want to leave some room between the swivel and the first hook on this line right here. And I'm looking at the line, and I do feel a little bit of abrasion. I'm not sure why there's abrasions, but there shouldn't be. Anyway, so what I do, guys, is I get my swivel, and you can use that swivel right there, these, or you can use these. And these, to me, out of all the swivel, that's the best one. That one right there. I've caught massive bull reds with this one right here, and it keeps on ticking, right? So if you're gonna get this type of setup, grab it. It's the copper color one. So I'm just gonna make a simple fisherman's knot, right? If you have a knot that works for you, right, you can use that one. So again, 50-pound test line, and we're gonna make a double drop leader. So I am going to give about maybe 5 or 6 turns. Right, and then you cinch it as best you can. So there it is. And I'm going to cut the excess right here, right? I'm gonna cut that tag line right there. So here it is, right there. I'm gonna give about that much distance. You don't wanna have the hook too close, because then it's gonna get entangled, right? So, and then you're gonna make a loop, right? You're gonna make that loop. You don't want this extension too long, or else entanglement, right? So you're gonna make your knot and try to keep that loop about that distance, right? Don't go any longer than that. So you make that knot, and then you make another knot to keep that loop in place. So you make another knot, right? Put that like there, right? So it's not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna lose that loop for anything. So that's the distance from the swivel to where my hook is gonna be. I'm gonna give about that much distance. You're gonna make another loop. All right, and there it went. Again, keep it short, right? Then you're gonna, again, make another knot to keep it secure. If you don't do that when you pull, right, this is gonna unravel, right? So you don't want to do that. So this is what we're looking at so far, right? These two hooks should not touch each other. You're gonna leave some room for the weight. So there it goes. I'm gonna put my pyramid weight. Again, for this application, I'm going to use a 1 ounce pyramid, and the same thing, a fisherman's knot. I'm gonna go about 5 turns or so. Four is good. Just make sure you cinch it. So that it doesn't come apart when you're out there on the water. All right? So there it is, right there. I'm gonna cut the tag in, and it never fails. You try to make a video, and all of a sudden, the airport decides to wave the plane down, the neighbor decides to start up their car. So please bear the noise, all right, guys? So this is the leader right here, guys. This is what I use when I'm out on the water. When you are seeing those videos, this is what you're seeing. 50-pound test line, 50-pound test line leader, 90-pound test line braid, right, on my reel. So you have 90 and 50. Now you get your hook and you put it through the eyelid. Put it through the eyelid and then you bring it across, and there you have it. Right there. You get the other hook, you bring it through the eyelid, and presto. Okay, so this is what you have right there, guys. Okay, you see how it's pointing straight up as opposed to pointing straight down. Now when I'm fishing, right, I cut the chicken liver enough to have a good portion. Okay, I pierce it once, maybe I pierce it twice. After I do that, I put the hot dog, and sorry about that, guys, and I'm going to use my catfish bait as a demonstration, right? Now, I've caught decent, good-sized catfish with cut hot dogs, right? But what attracts them is the chicken liver. So I put the chicken liver on the hook, right? And then I get my hot dog, right? This is shad catfish bait. I put the hot dog like so. Now the chicken liver is locked. It won't come off. It won't compromise the tip where the fish can get a hook set. Sometimes when your bait is obstructing that bar, it compromises that hook, right? That fish getting hooked. This keeps the barb intact. The fish comes, and then you have a takedown, right? So if you're using treble hooks, that's fine, right? But what has been working for me lately has been chicken liver on a single hook, right? And then I put the hot dog, the cut hot dog, as a lock. They love hot dogs, but what attracts them is the chicken liver. And I've cast it out, and for the most part, like I said, it's a takedown, right? It's a takedown. Now, you don't have the hot dog. Will this work? Probably will, right? It probably will. It could work. But that's what I use, guys. So go to your Academy, Sports and Outdoors, go to Walmart, go to Dick's, get yourself 50-pound mono spool and start making your own leaders, right? This application, right, I also use when I go saltwater fishing, minus the chicken liver, minus the hot dogs, right? These are the leaders that I make, right? So look at that. That's a beautiful leader right there. Depending on the current, depending on the winds, you may, depending on your rod, right? If you have a thicker rod, you may want to go with a tool or something a lot heavier. So once again, guys, I'll leave you with that. Hopefully, guys, this will be a big difference for you, right? When you're out there catching those fish. Maybe, like I said, maybe treble hooks have been working for you. Awesome. I've caught catfish on treble hooks, right? But what has helped me catch more has been the single hook with the hot dog hook, right? So I'll leave you with that, guys. Once again, here at home, no fishing today, no work today, focusing on family. My son is out there. He's getting some rest. He's eating healthy foods. Show some love. Hit the like button. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. I have a lot of videos on YouTube. Saltwater, freshwater, kayaking, overnight, bad weather videos, boating videos. That's my tracker right there. And I haven't taken that out since about 1.5 years, right? But it's there for me to look at, to cherish, and hopefully one day when my boys get older, they'll take their pops, out there fishing, right? So once again, lots of love for you all out there. If you have fish pictures, fish videos that you would love to share with me and with the channel, go ahead and do so. We would love to see them. Once again, Roel Morales, aka Anglers48, signing off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your prayers for my son.